Breaking news in the Moscow murder case. Now that the death penalty is on the table, the defense says the state needs to hand over more detailed information, especially about how investigators came to target Bryan-Kohberger as a suspect. Thanks for joining us. I'm Aaron Luna.
I'm Kirsten O'Connor. The judge also says he is expanding the gag order to apply to law enforcement and investigators. The state wants justice for these 4 young University of Idaho students murdered last fall in their off-campus home. Our Natalie Grant was in court today and is live at that home in Moscow where crews were removing more of the victims' personal items today. Natalie?
Well, Aaron, Kirsten, as you can see behind me here, those trucks are no longer in the driveway on the home here. They have taken the personal items out of the house and have since left. Meanwhile, just minutes down the road, the man who's accused of murdering those 4 students here at this home was back in court today. His team is asking the judge to compel the defense to hand over some information they say is key for preparing for the trial that's coming up this fall. Now, the first thing is training records from 3 officers that conducted interviews and gathered evidence in the hours and days following the murders. The defense saying due to their involvement, the officers are likely to be subpoenaed during the trial, and how they were trained is relevant information. The state says they will only be giving over that information if the officers are called.
There is a lot of information in the various interviews that's going to come into trial. This officer may well be subpoenaed by the defense to come to trial. That person's training records are very relevant.
The second is FBI cell phone data that pinpointed the whereabouts of Kohberger that night. And the third is the report from the FBI examiner that told police to look for that white Hyundai Elantra as a car of interest in this case. Now, the state says it has shared all the information on their side regarding those 2 pieces and is waiting on final reports. Once the reports are done, the state says they will be sharing them. The judge set a date for those reports to be shared as July 14th, unless they are not complete. And that's where things ended in court today. We were expecting other motions to be brought forward in regards to DNA that was collected, as well as information that was presented to the grand jury that led to Kohberger's indictment. Now, according to Idaho court officials, the 2 sides did come to an agreement before court started earlier today, and the motion surrounding the DNA will be discussed at a later date. Now, as I mentioned, Kohberger's trial does begin in October. Reporting in Moscow, Natalie Grant, 4 News Now.